Hey guys, Jared from Vedder Holsters here. Today we're going to talk about self-defense ammo. What is it, and do you need it? Let's find out.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree.
So if you're just getting into the shooting community or you've been in it for a while and you just started carrying, you'll notice that there's a few different types of ammo. You have full metal jackets or range ammo, and then you have the premium self-defense ammo or hollow points. You'll notice that they're a lot more expensive, so you may be thinking, is it worth the money? Should I buy them? Yes, you should. One of the main reasons you're gonna want self-defense ammo is round penetration. Bullets travel fast. They got a lot of energy too. So when they penetrate things, they have a tendency to just keep going until they lose all their energy. With self-defense ammo, they're designed to mushroom or to expand. That way the energy transfers and they can actually stop when they hit their target. Full metal jackets and range ammo are exactly what they say. They're metal jacketed, solid rounds that just tumble and penetrate through whatever they hit until they lose all their energy. If you're in a house or in a self-defense situation where you really can't control what's beyond your target, you're gonna wanna make sure you have self-defense ammo. That way when it penetrates that target, it's gonna stop either within that target or very shortly after, instead of just continuing through walls and barriers. Another important thing with self-defense ammo is weight retention. Some jacketed and full metal jacket ammos, they can separate from their core entirely. When that happens, you could miss your target. It could go into your target and spread out into various areas, but with a self-defense bullet, they're designed to have maximum weight retention. That means that when they hit and they expand, they stay all together in one piece, with the exception of a few rounds, one of them which I have today, and I can go into a little bit more detail about that later. But the main point is you want retention. Weight retention is key to a self-defense bullet. Another reason why self-defense ammo is a little bit more expensive than the range ammo you find, it's the reliability of it. Self-defense ammo is loaded with special equipment and special care to ensure that anytime you need it to go bang, it goes bang. Full metal jackets and other lesser expensive ammo types like range ammo, those tend to sit around on shelves for a while. They could be using subpar components because it's not necessarily as important that things go bang. Another thing you'll notice when it comes to the reliability term is you'll have a lot of the new ammo coming out from self-defense companies is a nickel boron casing. That's gonna help the tarnishing of the brass casing and things like that, just to make sure things don't get gunked up when they don't need to be. Another question we get asked a lot is, how much self-defense ammo should I buy? It is more expensive and it could be a much higher price than what you're used to paying, but it's important to have every one of your self-defense weapons loaded completely. You'll also want to buy more than what can fully load your weapons because it's important to always cycle the ammo through just to make sure that your firearm functions properly with it. So here I have very similar calibers. I have a 5.56 full metal jacket and I have a 223 FTX Hornady Critical Defense. While it's not always recommended that you have a rifle for your main point of self-defense, just due to the velocities and the force associated with rifle rounds, it's always good just to have them just in case. Now, a 5.56 and a 223 round aren't exactly similar due to chamber pressures, but the bullet itself is around the same size, so I'm using it just for this comparison. You'll see with the Critical Defense, it has a red tip. That red tip is Hornady's polymer FTX tip, and what that does, it allows barrier penetration and also to help expand the bullet. When the red tip hits a target, it gets smashed into the hollow tip of the bullet itself, which allows easier expansion. As you can see with the 5.56, it's just a solid copper jacket over a lead cord bullet. You'll also notice that with the Hornady, it has a nickel boron casing. That's going to help a lot versus tarnishing. This 5.56 round has been handled quite a bit, and you can see it's pretty tarnished. The Critical Defense has also been handled, but you'll see it's still nice, shiny, and smooth. So onto the pistol calibers. This is a 9mm. All these are 9mm calibers. It's one of the most common pistol calibers that you'll find. Right here is just a standard full metal jacket or range ammo 9mm. Next to that, I have a standard hollow point. Next to that, I have a Hornady Critical Defense FTX tip, kind of like what we talked about with the rifle rounds. Beside that, I have a G9 ammo external hollow point. We'll get into that a little bit later. All the way on the end here, I have a G2 Research RIP round. The RIP stands for Radically Invasive Projectile. Since we already discussed these first three, with the rifle rounds and just how a hollow point works and how a range works, let's go over these two little obscure ones right now. This G9 external hollow point uses liquid torsion. What that means is that when this hits the round, these little fins catch onto soft muscle tissue and things like that, which increase the permanent wound cavity. To find out more about temporary and permanent wound cavities, you're going to want to click the link down below. We have a lot more data on that. This G2 Research RIP round is designed to have these little fins that fan out like flower petals once they hit their soft target. Because of this, it doesn't carry the same weight retention that all these other rounds do, but these aren't necessarily as common either. If you're going to use rounds similar to these, you're going to want to make sure that you function test it within your firearm. They've been known to kind of jam up and things like that. If you want to know more about self-defense ammo, we've linked our article down below. We'll also link Lucky Gunner's article, who went super in-depth with ballistics and all kinds of data. They did a really good job putting everything together. If you liked the video, comment, subscribe, tell us down below what you carry. As always, thank you for watching.